While India affirmed Tibet's status, China refuses to recognize India's sovereignty over Jammu and Kashmir. Worse, it backs Pakistan's claims, builds roads through Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, and objects to Indian maps. It's a one-sided deal. India has occasionally used the Dalai Lama card like a matchstick. Brief flare-ups during times of diplomatic frost, but it has avoided making Tibet a sustained part of its strategic doctrine. The result? Tactical gains, but strategic stagnation. China sees the Dalai Lama issue as existential. India treats it as a side note. That's the asymmetry. Beijing overreacts to every Tibetan mention. In fact, it has gone a step further and says that Tibet is an integral part of China. It fears that even symbolic recognition of Tibet autonomy could ripple across Xinjiang, Inner Mongolia, and Hong Kong. That fear is India's leverage, but India has rarely pushed. Instead of building an international coalition around Tibetan rights, India has mostly gone it alone, quiet, cautious, and cornered. India doesn't have to recognize Tibetan independence to play its card better. It could increase high-profile diplomatic engagements with the Dalai Lama, host global Tibet conferences, internationalize the succession debate itself, push for Tibetan human rights at the UN, support Tibetan language and culture through soft power. These aren't acts of war, they're acts of will. Other democracies, from the US to Japan to Europe, would likely back India in elevating the Tibetan issue. The Dalai Lama is respected worldwide. India, as his host and spiritual sanctuary, has moral capital. It just needs the courage to spend it. Fast forward to Narendra Modi's India. In 2014, the presence of the Tibetan Sikyong at Modi's swearing-in ceremony raised eyebrows in Beijing. Then came a wave of calibrated defiance. The Dalai Lama's 2016 Rashtrapati Bhavan invitation and his 2017 trip to Tawang, Arunachal Pradesh, territory China calls South Tibet. This wasn't subtle, it was symbolic, and it rattled Beijing's cages. But was it enough? Just when it seemed India might embrace Tibet as leverage, came a sharp pivot. Following the 2017 Doklam standoff, New Delhi moved swiftly into damage control mode. In early 2018, then Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale sent a confidential note to Cabinet Secretary P.K. Sinha with a clear instruction: avoid all events marking the 60th anniversary of the Dalai Lama's exile.